fuck? Pull that nightstick out. I just saw you spinning like it was a revolver. What the fuck?
When you inspect it, it does that.
No, when you try to use it at full health, you'll flip it around.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like a G.
I got left. Prep boss. One Rager escaped. Careful. Okay, do it. Yes.
Oh, absolutely chunk. And there's no nades too. Oh, I'll clear the other side.
Beauty dead. Thank you.
The melee twins on me.
Maulers over by me.
Hiding Rinda. Up Rinda.
Get that motherfucker. Oh, I got the rangers.
There we go.
Pressure on me.
Maulers from behind. Yep.
Dead.
Cross.
More crushers.
I'll take the crusher aggro. I got one of them on me. I don't know what
Trevor.
Effort.
Dead. Box booster.
Dead.
Rager in the middle.
DPS.
He's down.
Drop medkit.
Reload your guns ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, get your guns ready. Switch. Body block. Thank you.
Ragers.
No cross.
I threw a stun grenade. Need to leave.
Beauty.
Dead?
Trapper.
Dead,
Trapper dead. Melt this bit.
Ragers.
Stun grenade in the middle.
Dead. Oh my god.
Crushers are dead. Crushers are dead. Pop them.
I'm fucking down. God damn it.
Get him! I'm so close! I can't get him the knockback. Fuck!
I got him.
I got him, but I
he's
died.
dead. Oh fuck, I'm dead. No. Shit! Someone pick me up. No!
Stay alive, stay alive.
If someone
Use your
pick me up,
nade.
please.
Use your nade. Can you throw a nade on him?
I haven't got any nades.
Okay.
Alright, pick me up, pick me up. We're good, good, good.
It's aggroed on me, so just get him up.
Yep.
Got it.
If I can just get this. So, here, clear. I got this. I got this. Clear ads. Clear ads.
Ads. Now there's ads.
Yep. Punch ads. 2 crushers.
Yeah, 2 crushers.
I got some. This is getting a shit on me. Fuck her up, fuck her up! Fuck her up, boys! Fuck
You
her
got
up!
some ads coming, but you got time. They're on you now.
Fuck
Throwing
me.
box grenades.
Ragers.
Just kill her. Just kill her and die.
Nah, I got you. I ain't leaving you dead. You ain't dying today, boy. You ain't dying. Fuck her up. Let's go!
We did it!
Let's go! We did it, boys!
Let's go.
Fucking
Let's go!
Let's go!
Holy shit.
Fucking hell, that was hard work.
I'm sorry I died.
We did it, boys! Finally, fuck, that took forever. Holy
GG,
shit.
guys. GG.
GG's.
The bell tolls for thee. I got it. Let's go.
I didn't know you couldn't be revived in that one.
Holy shit.
We can be picked up. You can't be like revived.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
We did it. All right, no, I'm calling it here. Hey, how's it going, guys? This is I, Retrobite, and today I'm going to be showcasing the build I use specifically in the next video you'll be seeing on how to beat the twins on the secret hard mode. So first things first, we're starting out with the weaponry. Going straight into it, we're using the slab shield. Slab shield with the perks, flak armored enemies, and maniacs. Of course, the percentage on this will depend on what you are putting onto it. Of course, you want to max it out at 25%, but there's sometimes where you need to make sacrifices and put in the blessings. The blessings I run on this is Confident Strike and Skull Crush, because this weapon has such a lot of stagger, and the stagger rate on these it's quite devastating, especially when it comes into bigger enemies. This is honestly a bit of a deal breaker when it comes into any other blessings. Secondary weapon, I use the MK4, Twin Light Heavy Stubber, and same perks, maniacs and flak armored enemies. The blessings aren't specific. These were a good roll on them, so I specifically took these ones. When it comes into curios, I've been informed that the build I'm running isn't particularly meta or isn't really the right way to play Ogryn, considering the fact that he's a big boy. He's meant to mainly be played as more health or anything like that. But I run all toughness actually. And when it comes into perks with these, I run 4 main perks. Damage reduction, which is against gunners. I run max health and toughness and stamina regen. The best ones in my opinion are these builds right here when it comes to toughness, max health, and stamina regeneration. When it comes into sacrificing something, if you really do want a decent build, in my personal opinion, give up max health for the damage reduction against gunners. But for this build, and especially we're playing with twins where there is no gunners, but there is a few other enemies like bombers, flamers, what's it called? Snipers. Snipers with damage resistance isn't too bad considering the fact that you are the big target of the team. It's not bad to go with that. But of course, this is the build I run. The corruption resistance is what I had against the grenades, because the grenades, when it comes into that, if you are in the smoke and you are maybe blocked in, spamming heavy hits will get your toughness back. But if it comes in a scenario where you actually have no toughness and you need to engage an enemy while you're in the smoke, and you actually have, if you have only health available, corruption resistance isn't too bad, but it's not also meta. So honestly, this is just something I ran with it because of the fact that it was already a maxed out curio I had. But again, best ones you want to get: max health, stamina regeneration, toughness, and damage resistance against gunners or snipers. Personal preference, I like gunners because of the fact that gunners do shred you down. You being the big guy in the team, they will target you, especially if there's quite a few of them. You will get absolutely shredded. damage reduction against Gunners is honestly my personal opinion. When it comes to the talents, personally I like going Furious, Best Defense, Toughness Boost, Smash 'em, Heavyweight, Linchpin, and Toughness Boost. The reason why you want all of these perks at least is because these all have to deal with either support or just purely regeneration. And Furious, each time you hit on the same heavy attack, gain 2.5 damage on your next melee attack. Is quite nice to have. It's a bit of extra damage you can use to chunk on them out. And the Best Defense, hitting multiple enemies replenishes 25% toughness, and hitting a single enemy. These also do work together actually. Fun fact, one of the twins, I don't remember which one, I'm pretty sure this demonstrated in the video or not, but every time I tried it, sometimes there was a little chance where you were actually hitting them and the shield, and it does trigger these two together, and you do get 50% of your toughness back. Running purely only toughness, I was able to get over 100 toughness back in one hit. It's quite nice to have. Of course, toughness boost, toughness boost. The reason why I went into Bombs Away is because it's an amazing support item when it comes into picking up teammates. Sure, it does high damage, but not as high damage as anything like a Frag Bomb and Big Friendly Rock. It does one-shot, obviously, certain enemies. It still does decent damage like the Big Friendly Rock, but this is more of a support item, and this one doesn't regen, but this one does. Honestly, personal preference, but the reason why I like going Bombs Away is for this perk. Soften them up. And if you're wondering why this is a good support item, though, specifically if your teammates are down and they're surrounded by a bunch of enemies, you could always charge right in, hit all the enemies, and throw the box of grenades down on top of your teammate, or add a big enemy to do high damage while also creating a lot of staggering and damage to enemies around your downed teammate. After that, pick them up, run away. The reason why I'm not going into toughness damage reduction is only because of the fact that this build does not require it. The brother will one-shot your toughness. It does not matter how much toughness you have, you will get one shot. So this is the reason why I don't bring damage reduction for this build. I go straight into Slam, Toughness Boosts, and Indomitable. Indomitable, I usually use this because of the fact that it has a lot of mobility, and the movement speed is pretty nice when clearing out grenades. Most of your teammates are probably not going to clear out grenades, and they're going to absolutely get fucked by it. So you being the big supportive band you are, you should trigger the grenades and get the fuck out real quick. This is not too bad, especially the fact that when the brother throws grenades, they're usually in a straight line, so you can just run all over them. And guess what? It'll trigger all of them while you're charging, and that 24% boost you have afterwards, for 5 seconds, run over them again. As long as you have a weapon that can obviously doesn't have, much stamina usage when sprinting, it's pretty good, and especially if you have stamina with you. Rending, of course, it's part of its path, and I usually go into bleed. This build definitely needs bleed. The more damage you want, or if you want more damage, go bleed on this build. Of course, you could just go straight heavy melee damage, but of course, I'm pretty sure the bleed also is tied to your melee damage or heavy melee damage. I don't know it for sure, but it's something I run. The only reason why I didn't go Bone Breaker's Aura, even though I usually do for a Bruiser build, is because you also need to be able to support of a team. That's why I went straight down into health, straight into Hard Knocks. This shield, no matter what you do, even after killing an enemy with a single hit, will give you Hard Knocks stacks. This is because of the fact that every time you hit him with a shield, it doesn't matter if it's a light hit or a heavy hit, on your next 1% damage to your next heavy melee attack on an enemy stagger. Stacks 25 times. The bigger the enemy, the more stacks you get. So anything like Maulers, Ragers, or Crushers, they will all give you 3 to 5. I'm pretty sure it's Maulers and Ragers that give you 3, and the Crushers that give you 5. These are the main big enemies you're going to be facing when it comes into this arena. Of course, with a few side supports from like Grenaders, Flamers, Poxbusters, Hounds. No Pox Flamers though, and there's no Gunners. So don't worry about those Pox Flamers and Gunners. Just focus on the main big enemies. Trappers are definitely a bit of an issue, but of course, as long as you have ears and you can listen where they're coming from, just counter them, dodge out of the way, and engage in them. Remove the specials first. But the reason why I'm also not choosing Bone Breakers are is for this. Again, you are the team. You are literally the big man of the team. Why not help your friends out that are around you? Plus 20% toughness replenishment for you and your allies in coherency. This is actually quite nice considering the fact that there's so many enemies. Every time you break their shield, it is almost guaranteed that they will spawn a wave that are coming from one of the 4 doors, I'm pretty sure. Either 2 or 4 doors in that arena. And of course, the hatches in the ground, they're also spawning from. There's so many entries that they can come from, but the big boys will be coming mainly from the doors that are around the arena. So, and plus, if you're in a range of your other teammates and they are actually targeting them, the one targeting the side enemies while you're facing maybe the sister or the brother, any of the twins, this is actually quite nice to have. Of course, train the toughness, and for the main build, again, if you really want the damage, melee damage, delay and destruction, damage resistance per bleeding enemy in range. The shield is not a single target melee, heavy melee hits. This is a multi-target, considering the fact that it can strike down on multiple enemies and also do a side heavy attack, a side swipe heavy attack, which can hit multiple enemies and trigger this quite easy. So damage reduction, damage resistance is pretty good to have. Of course, plus 15% rending for 10 seconds on elite kill. A lot of the enemies you're going to be facing, the big characters, are going to be elites, obviously. So pretty easy to have. Toughness damage reduction because it's in the path. 50% damage reduction while charging melee attacks. If you're going to be spamming heavy attacks, this is the perk you really do need, because while this is on, even if you get hit by a heavy attack from a crusher or a mauler, they won't be doing as much damage to you as you really think because of this, and especially this. When it comes into heavy melee damage, when it comes to this, you obviously want heavy melee damage, and then straight into heavy hitter. Plus 5% damage for 7.5 seconds on heavy hit attacks, stacks 5 times. If you're stacking this, you really don't need any of these, really. Especially like this one right here. Was it this one right here? Heavy hitter is 5 stacks. Toughness punishment for melee kills are increased by 10%. This is only from melee kills, not actually from melee hits. My opinion, not as good as it sounds. It does sound pretty good, but it's not. Trust me, it's really not. But this one's not too bad. Just getting started. At 5 stacks, you do gain 10 attack speed, 10% attack speed. Attack speed is kind of essential when it comes into, obviously, heavy hitting. It doesn't seem very essential, right? Because a lot of people usually would just start spamming stuff. But the thing is, it does charge your heavy, in my opinion, as I've been playing the Ogryn, since it's my only class. It's the only class it's the only actual with the attack speed. I'm having a stroke. My apologies. Having attack speed does help charge your heavy attacks. I don't know if it's just something where I'm hallucinating or something like that, but it does help charge your heavy attacks faster, and you can spam them a bit better. After that, but again, you have to use some other points. If you really do want to sacrifice, like maybe towering presence, and go for that, you can. If you want to sacrifice total toughness damage reduction, you can go into 2 stubborn to die, which you can do like this, and obviously live a bit better, have a bit more sustain with the 2 stubborn to die. But again, if you want to be a bit more support of the team like I was, this is not too bad to have, especially the fact that coherency radius pretty sure affects this too, allies in coherency. So again, you can also not be as close to them, but yet still be supporting them. When it comes into the middle path, you want to go Attention Seeker and Payback Time. Of course, this is with a few extra points. You could easily just put into maybe Stomping Boots, Bleed, Damage Reduction, stuff like that, right? Or maybe hell, even more toughness. But the thing is, we want more damage, and we also want to be more supportive of the team. Attention Seeker. Blocking or pushing enemies taunts them for 8 seconds. Again, being the big guy, you're mostly going to be taunted, or you're going to be the main target for a lot of enemies, especially big boys like Crushers, Maulers, Ragers. If your teammates are getting targeted, though, why not just take the aggression from them? Let the little guys on your team that are are squishies but high DPS, aka like Zealots, Veterans, those 2 classes, why not take the aggro off them so they can focus on the twins? You can easily just run Attention Seeker, do a quick little 2-side dashes, heavy hit, shove, light attack, heavy hit. That's a good combo, by the way. Don't forget that. I'll demonstrate it soon. And then, of course, while attacking someone else, what happens if you get from the side? 20% damage for 5 seconds of being hit by a melee attack. With this much toughness, trust me, nothing really go through your toughness, extra maybe a few health points. But especially even being attacked by the sister, as long as you have a bunch of toughness on you, any damage she'll do to your health is little. She'll probably do maybe 1 to a maximum I've seen 5 damage to your health every time she takes a hit, actually toughness, because she does go through both toughness and health. But again, it's kind of small when it comes into you having a lot of toughness. And of course, toughness, damage reduction, and good coherency radius, which I already explained. It works pretty good. Stay close. If you really don't like this, you can also just go Bone Breaker's Aura and do something along the lines of this, where you can do this. If you prefer more of a solo carry, do that. Tendency you can go either toughness or 2 stubborn to die, which will give you that support that this couldn't offer, but at the same time, you're giving you more damage. But again, for the sake of the video, I will only be running. Oh shit! Whoops, my bad. Forgot. I'll be getting rid of that and going back to the original build I was using. There we go. So again, this is the build I've been running. There is a few other builds I will be probably showing in future videos if I ever actually start becoming a bit of a Darktide YouTuber, but that's only if. But again, this is the reason why I use this build, and I'll be demonstrating it now, going into the meat grinder. I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I usually use with the Ogryn, and what to prioritize, and what else to do in here. When it comes into twins and whatnot, just know that the brother will probably target you, and you will have to obviously use your dodges quite efficiently, because of the fact that if you just spam dodges, it comes to a point, especially when using the shield, you only have 2 dodges before you're basically on cooldown, and your dodges are less efficient. You know, it's not going to work as much. It's just going to be totally shit. And plus, you got to watch out for these big guys. That guy, and Ragers. Those are the main common enemies you're going to be facing, with, of course, with a few lighter armored guys like this guy right here. And if you do have a bit of bad luck, because it's random, you will have some armored ranged enemies and shotgunners. Where's the shotgunner? Yeah, and the scab shotgunner. They're quite a bitch to face, especially in the fact when they come out and like, I think I remember seeing like either 2 to like 4 or 5 of them. They will shred you down, especially when you have other enemies like those guys there. They will fuck you up. But when it comes into facing these big guys, if you are facing quite a bit of them, you're obviously moving backwards and dodging around. But just know that obviously the twin, the brother, will target you, and he will fuck you up, because again, his laser gun does one-shot your toughness. So you gotta be very wary, and that's why there's another reason why I want you to use the shield, because while you're moving back and maybe dodging around other enemies, you could just hold your shields while he's shooting you. His attacks only do, I think, I remember it was only 3 to 4% of your blocking stamina. Just make sure not to hit any other grenades while you're holding your weapon, because the fact that if you hit him, it will stagger you to open your shield as if you ran out of stamina, and that's where a lot of enemies will absolutely mess you up. So first things first, when it comes into facing big guys, if you really want to combo with them, and maybe if they're running at your teammates or running away from you, you could just do dash. Okay, I fucked that up. Damn, I completely fucked that up. But basically, it's a charge, dash, dash. And the reason why I say that is because the range, like, of course, starts from like, maybe we'll start like right here on this bolt. And actually, this right here. Crap, it's moving a lot. Close enough. Walking forward while charging, you won't cover as much ground even after the second swipe. But if you were to implement that, so let's get like a little bit again, real quick. As you can see, I did do like a little walk there, but it does actually help when it comes into mobility. Just because you're an Ogryn does not mean you're not as mobile as others. Of course, maybe a little bit on movement speed, but as long as you know how to use your dodges right, you can close really any gap. Except for when it comes into knockbacks and whatnot from other, yeah, obviously sometimes you gotta have your dodges right. But yeah, facing around those guys, you want to know a quick combo, especially when engaging enemies or when enemies are coming towards you, is heavy hit, push, light hit, heavy hit. It's a good combo, and especially does help gain a bit more damage when it comes into those stacks from hard knocks. Because again, even a normal hit, see, it doesn't stitch right there, but if you were to heavy hit, push, light hit, and then heavy hit, it does technically count, as you can see. So heavy hit, push, light hit. That light hit still grants you another 5 stacks when it comes into these bigger guys. It depends on, of course, the enemy you hit. So like this guy right here, I'm pretty sure if you hit him normally, oh wow, that does stagger them. So some light hits do stagger, but again, same combo. Heavy hit, shove, light hits, heavy hits. That's 11% more damage right there when it comes into it, and plus 3 after you did hit him. Just know that even after hitting with heavy hits, you still obviously get those stacks afterwards. It's better if I just show it on someone like this, because even after you hit him, you still have those stacks. And this one's 2 because he's a bit more of a lighter class than him. You still get stacks even after death, so it still does carry on as long as you do use them in that time frame you have them. This specifically is a combo I use more often, and when it comes into, well, I think he's yeah, he is really low health. When it comes into facing larger enemies, if you do want to combo a bit more, because that combo is only very simple, you can always just do heavy hit, and if you are being chased, just always dodge on back. But heavy hit, push, light hits, heavy hits, a push, light attack, heavy hits, heavy hits. And it's a good way of staggering, keeping stagger, but also gaining stacks on hard knocks, which will trigger more damage. Plus, I don't think the hard knocks contributes to anything like stagger, but I realized that running hard knocks does very, very little change like the stagger rate. I don't know, I might be just going fucking crazy, but it does seem to affect it a little bit when it comes into that. It's like, and then when you hit someone, it feels like almost 100% stagger rate. Not 100%, but like a higher stagger rate when it comes into that. 15, 20, 10, 15, 20. Again, you can get, with that combo, you do get a lot of, what's it, extra percentage stagger, what's not stagger, but damage in general from hard knocks, which one of the combos I use. Again, for the gun, there really isn't much, you just shoot. And just know that when you do have your 5 stacks, the 5 stacks you get, especially... Oh wait, I never did really show that. If you are going to be running the build I originally was showing, which was this, where you do have the just getting started heavy hitter with plus 10% attack speed. If you are going to, you know, do 5 stacks, just know that the 5 stacks does actually apply to your gun at 2. So while you're hitting them, once you are 5 stacks, you just pull your gun. Does apply, and it almost continuously keeps on going even after you used it. But after you stop, slower fire rate. So the 10% attack speed does apply to all sources that that you have. So it's honestly quite nice to have. Just know that if you do try charging a heavy hit, sometimes it will not actually heavy hit because you maybe let go of it too soon. Which again, you'll just have to learn it, obviously, over time, which is something I learned. But again, regardless, it is a really good combo to learn, even if it doesn't apply to bleed stacks. It's just something like using. Use your charge to clear grenades. So if they're like, I don't know, watch these enemies with grenades, you just run right through them, and you just keep on running, run off. Okay, supposed to fucking fall over. Okay, yeah. But basically, that's the build I usually use for this. A few tips and tricks I can teach you. I'm not a very experienced Ogryn player, but Ogryn is the only thing I play, and I'm just going to show other Ogryn players that are either new or looking for some advice on how to actually face the twins on the secret hard mode to the best of my ability. I want to show you guys and help out. But yeah, that's really it, and thanks guys for watching the main fight, and if, of course, if you enjoyed this, please like and I mean, you don't have to subscribe. I don't think I will be really pushing too much, but you know, it does help, and it is quite nice if you can. See ya.